April. I'm back. Okay, today I'm talking about 3 ways to prepare for rain on the wedding day. And I just want to say April showers brings May flowers, but I didn't know how to say that without being cheesy. So I did it. But that's why I'm talking about it, because we get rainy days in April, as well as May. May in Minnesota here where we're based. I just feel like we get so much rain. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about something that can be really scary for your clients, how you can make it a breeze. I'll be honest, when I know there's rain in the forecast, that feels way more daunting than a regular wedding day. That's one of the things that I'm like, eesh, we're going to have to make a lot of adjustments. We're going to have to bring our A game up. Insanely positive attitude to make this work and make it not worthwhile, but impactful for your clients, right? How can you turn around this really scary thing to make it awesome on their one day? So I got 3 tips for you. Number 1, educate your clients. I think the biggest thing is it's an expectation game. It's that brides think, oh my gosh, if it rains on my wedding day, I am freaking screwed. And you need to make it not a big deal. So the biggest place that we do this, we do it in blog posts, things that we're posting in our Cameron and Tia Brides group, which is for our brides only. But we also do it in our guide. And that's the biggest place that we do it. And in our guide, we really make it seem like, no big deal. If it rains, whatever, that's kind of fun. That's kind of exciting. No big deal. Here's some easy things to do. We also put umbrellas, getting clear umbrellas on them. We put that task on them. I'm going to circle back to this in a baby second, but we want them to feel secure in, okay, I know I have the right umbrellas. I know I feel good about it. We link Amazon umbrellas, and we also send them a picture of Target ones. So they're clear umbrellas. We like the domed ones. I think they're super cute. There are flat ones, and I think those work too. I think the domed ones are just a little bit cuter, especially for the bride and groom. But the flat ones work really well as well. We tell them to get 1 for each couple, each pairing in the entire bridal party. So 1 for the bride and groom, and then let's say there are 7 bridesmaids, 7 groomsmen. We tell them to then get 7, so 8 total. So they would have 8 for that arrangement. The reason being is then if we do the full bridal party, we can have 1 every 2 people. Having 1 for every single person is really overwhelming. And then worst case, I'm thinking, if we do bride and bridesmaids, we have 1 for every single person. But I will say in most cases, we do take out a couple of those, and then that covers them enough. It feels kind of sometimes really aggressive if there's 1 for every single person. But yeah, so that's umbrellas. We tell them, hey, grab umbrellas. Even if you're feeling a little nervous, grab them on the Monday before your wedding. And if you don't use them, or even if you do, you can resell them on brides Facebook groups. So easy. People always want them. And you can get your monies back for them. You can even make money on them, to be honest, sometimes, because then there's another bride who's panicking on the Monday before her wedding. So that's something that we do to prepare them. But the biggest thing is educating on them, and hey, no big deal. Rain happens. It can be really beautiful. We do also feature a couple different images throughout our guide of when it's very clearly raining in photos, and they look really epic. They can look really peaceful, really soft, really dramatic. So that's the first step. Step number 2, come prepared. So there's a couple different things. We do bring umbrellas. I don't know what we have right now. I bet we have probably 8 clear umbrellas. We also bring black umbrellas, normal umbrellas, in which we will use often or will give to parents so that they can use. The reality is it's really hard to keep track of your umbrellas, especially on a really rainy day. And so that's why we put the responsibility on the client, so that not only can they feel prepared, but in reality, they have enough. We'll get a really rainy April, a really rainy May, and one weekend we might lose 3 of our umbrellas, and then the next weekend we need them again, and we can't get them fast enough. So we just want to make sure that all bases are covered. If it's a really crazy rainy day, we've had multiple of these where the wedding is primarily outdoors in some shape or fashion. I don't think that's the phrase. In which everybody is using your umbrellas, not just for photos, literally to keep dry, especially if they're unprepared. I'm thinking of one wedding in particular where 5 of our umbrellas broke. People were literally using them to get from their car to the space. And that's great, because they're going to know, some people are going to know that those are your umbrellas and they'll be like, thank God for the photographers that they had umbrellas. That's great. But umbrellas get broken. That's an investment. I mean, they're pretty cheap, but they do cost money. So that's why we put the responsibility on the client. There's 2 other things personally. We don't use any sort of I can't even think of what they're called, coverings for your camera when it gets wet. We've never really had that problem. It's really easy to have an umbrella in your boob fat right here and then shoot. It can balance like this, and then it can cover you. And I've never really had a problem with that. I think it's actually really great to be able to use that, because then you can like switch and put it over the bride just as you move, and you can get a little wet. It doesn't really matter. Our cameras are weatherproof. They'll say that they're not rainproof, but they're weatherproof. So they can't get soaked, but they can have some sprinkling on there, and that's going to be no big deal. So we don't do any sort of camera coverings, but we do typically bring boots and a second outfit. This is really key. I actually should be bringing a second outfit to every single wedding. I know someone whose pants split at their wedding, and if you've read our embarrassing stories, you'll know that that is something that happens to people. So you should maybe have a second outfit all the time, but we definitely do in rain. So tip number 3, do not add stress to the couple. This should be obvious, but I have been a bridesmaid in a wedding in which the photographer was just like piling on my friend about, this is rain. Oh my gosh, this might be really bad. Okay, we might have like 5 minutes here. Maybe let's try to get the 5 minutes really quick. And it just added to her stress level times a million. So take a deep breath. Say, just don't put any of that on them. Don't put any of that emotion. We don't even talk about it prior to the wedding day unless they reach out. I would never want to reach out to a bride 3 days before a wedding and be like, it looks like it's 90%. Are you prepared? 90% chance of rain. Are you prepared? Are you prepared? No, we're not going to put that on them. Instead, what I do is I wait until the morning. I greet her. I'm so excited to chat with her. I just ignore the rain until I ask, okay, we found some really awesome spots with the rain. What's your comfort level with it? What are you kind of thinking? Because some couples will be totally fine. They're like, I will walk in the rain. I do not care. I want to embrace it. I'm excited on. Some people will be like, I don't want to get wet before the ceremony, but after sunset photos, let's do whatever. And you're going to see all over the spectrum of that. And so it's nice to just be able to check in with a little squeeze, with a little hug of like, what's your comfort level with this? We always lead with, hey, we found some spots. So obviously you're looking for any sort of covering, but I think the saving grace often is any sort of, I can't even think of what it's called, but kind of like porch, but smaller, on buildings, like little roof line that comes over the edge of the building. That will be a saving grace, because all you need is the width of a body to be able to put a bridal party underneath there, and then you have full natural light, but nobody's getting wet. So that's always a saving grace for us, just a little extra tip, but that is what we do with rain. So I'm wishing you the best spring season. You might get a little rain here, a little sprinkle, but that is all good. You will be so prepared. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Hit reply. I can't wait to chat with you. Until next time, bye.